welcome to Scrabble Blast 2020. I've made this short tutorial to help you familiarize yourself with the Internet Scrabble Club user interface. The interface is a bit clunky, but overall, I think that the program does exactly what we need from it. I've tested this out on both Mac and PC, and it's the same for both as far as I found. And so first, to get on the Internet Scrabble Club, go to the link that I've put in the email that you got this link from. It's nice and short. It's just isc.ro. If you click on it, you know how hyperlinks work, so I believe in you. There's also an app version of this game available, at least for Mac. I'm not sure about PC. But it's essentially the same, like the exact same as the internet browser version, so don't expect much if you're looking out and you're downloading. I think the app is called WordBiz. It's basically the same, so I don't even know if there's really a purpose in doing it. So to start the tutorial here, once you've gotten to the web page, as you can see I have here, you will click the sign up button if you haven't already, so you'll click on that. And if you click on it, you can see that it'll ask you to create a handle, choose a password, and then an email address. So obviously enter those things, and then once you click create an account down here, it'll send a PIN to your email, and then when you log in for the first time, it'll ask you for that PIN. I already have an account, so I will skip this for now. You can see that it's already auto-filled in my username and password. And so once you have your username and password, you can enter that in here, click connect, and then I don't know if you can hear it. It might not be, the sound might not be on for you in this scenario, but I can hear it. It plays some really nice trumpets as you enter into the arena. If your volume is on, you'll get to hear it too. It's really pleasant. It's one of my favorite sounds in the evenings. You know, it's a good time. Internet Scrabble Club trumpets. And so at this point, you're getting a great look at the nice late 1990s, early 2000s internet interface here. The Scrabble board is off to the left. Note that the multipliers here are not labeled with words. They're only labeled by color. So playing on this site does expect base knowledge of the Scrabble board. So for those of you that don't remember or wouldn't mind a refresher, the blue squares are the letter multipliers, while the red squares are the word multipliers, with light blue here and here being double letter multipliers, dark blue being triple letter multipliers. And then in accordance with the words, light red is the double word, dark red is the triple word score. And we'll talk a little bit about how it shows you those scores in just a moment. So yeah, as I said, color scheme, same as a regular Scrabble board. So if you can't figure it out for some reason, just go to the internet and search Scrabble board. It will help you. On the right here is a chat box. We're just going to ignore that for the moment. Usually it's just internet people on here. I don't know. I guess there aren't that many people on here, but look at Lakefish saying good luck to someone. Good for them. We're just going to ignore that for now. So now that we're in, I'll walk you through how to start a match and what you'll be doing for your matches for the Scrabble matches that you'll be playing in hopefully soon. So in the Google Doc that I have shared in the email, there's a list of everyone's username and email as well as their name. If the username isn't in there at this point, just email the person or talk to them in person if they're nearby, within social distancing reasons, of course, and get their username. Like you, they probably haven't made one yet, so don't be too hard on them. They're just human beings trying to do their thing. So in the bottom left, there's a button here that says Match. And if we go ahead and click on Match, this menu here pops up. We're going to keep all of these settings the same, so we're going to use the TWL dictionary. We're going to have 20 minutes per player with a 0-second increment per move. And then Void will come up in just a minute on why we will keep it that way. And so once you have the username of your opponent, you can enter that in. So for this instance, I'm going to enter in Amy's username as my opponent. Her username is Pickle Wrap. So I'm going to type that in, and I'm going to click Match. And at this point, it will send a prompt to Amy that will say, DW3015, which is my username, makes you a match request. And then it just gives details about that. Amy will click accept, and our game will start. And you can see that the tile rack up here has now populated, and you can see that Amy's clock is now ticking. And so we're going to wait for Amy to make a move, and she's going to just make a random move in which she will play something quite easy, hopefully. So you can see here that she's played in, and great, good for her. So as I mentioned before, you can see now that it is my turn, my clock is ticking down. I have my letters that are populated up here. And just other things to note that are going to be here is that for now, this will just be a bag that just says 84 tiles. As the game moves on, it will actually start to list the letters that are still left on the bottom. If you want to make a word, so if you're starting to look at your letters, you can shuffle them by clicking on the time here. And so you can see it'll just shuffle randomly every single time. Every time that you click on it, it'll shuffle. If I want to make a word, so for instance, I want to make the word sin here, I can just click and drag and make a full word. So let's say I wanted to make save going down like this. You can just click and drag. If you want to pull your tiles back, you can just click the time again. So that's the slower way, is clicking and dragging. The faster way is if you click on your spot, and if you click on it, you can see that this arrow will pop up. So the first time that it pops up, it'll pop up and it'll be left to right. If you click it again, it'll go up and down. So let's say I want to make save. If I want to do it a little bit faster, if I have it just like this, I can click on that, click on it again, and then just type the word with my keyboard, save, and then click enter. And so one thing to note here also, my screen may have cut this off, but as you are making random letters, so it'll give you the value of your letters that you've generated. So for instance, if I just was waiting for Amy to make a move, I could just play around with letters, move them around, and then once you have a legal play, it will do it this way. Other things to note, so as I said, this is the value of the word that you have generated and put on the board. You can bring it back by just clicking on the time. And then if you make a word that doesn't or isn't a real word, so for instance, if you tried to make why here, if you click enter on the settings that we are going to be using for this game and all the games in this tournament, if you click enter, it will just say basically that these aren't valid words. It will show up in the chat. I could probably show you an example of this, I think. I'll just do an easy word for Amy. Okay, so for instance, if I did YY and then I click enter, it'll just say your play has invalid words YY, YAN. Those are both not real words, so you would have to change your words to make a word like any, and then you could click enter and you would play your word. Games will continue until either someone runs out of time or there are no tiles left. Almost all the time with this amount of time, there will just be no tiles left. A player loses if they run out of time. And so unless I have anything else, which I don't think I do, I hope that this helps get you started with the Internet Scrabble Club. Like I said, the interface is a bit clunky at first, but I think it pretty much does everything that we need. And yeah, with that, I'm excited to get started. So welcome.